Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lola if this is your first time stopping by, and if it's not, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. Honestly, you guys have no idea how much I appreciate those of you that always come back to watch my videos. Thank you so much. Like, I do not take the support for granted at all. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about I feel like this is one of my most requested videos. I'm going to be telling you guys how I've been able to grow my natural hair really fast. Now hold on, to me, I don't feel like my hair grows like really fast, but obviously you guys feel like I've been able to grow a lot of hair in just 2 years since I shaved my hair. I got an undercut, and then like a month after, I went and shaved my hair, and I was doing all these like cool designs at the back and everything. I'll post some pictures for those of you who are new here. But yeah, it was about 2 years ago that I did that, in May of 2018, and this is June of 2020, and I feel like I have been able to grow my hair out quite a bit, and I have certain tips that have really helped me, and things that I personally know I have changed about my hair routine that I would really love to share with you guys, because I know it's going to help you too. If you guys would like to know some of those tips that have helped me grow my hair, then keep on watching. Okay, so before I start this video, I just want to quickly give a disclaimer that hair growth is genetic. Now, I don't care what anybody else says, hair growth is genetic. So when you see people with really long hair, before you go about envying them, just understand that it might simply just be their genes. Nobody can sell you hair growth in a bottle. There is no magic serum, no magic conditioner, no magic product that's going to make your hair grow really long. Like, all of that stuff is just nonsense, honestly. Now, if you guys didn't know, there's something called the hair growth cycle, and it has 3 phases, which are the ANAGEN phase, the catagen phase, and the telogen phase. Now, the ANAGEN phase is the phase of active hair growth, so this is where your hair is really growing, and this phase is usually about 2 to 7 years for different people. Now, what really determines how long this phase is genetics. Obviously, there are healthy hair practices that you can put in place that will help you lengthen your ANAGEN phase, but one of the major things that controls this phase is genetics. I really feel like it's very important to stop stressing so much about hair length and just focus more on having healthy hair, because if your hair is healthy, then it will grow. So now, moving into the tips that I have for hair growth. My very first tip, I feel like, is something that's not said enough, but my first tip is to love your hair. Oh my god, I cannot count how many times I have seen or heard people say negative stuff about their hair. Stop speaking negatively about your hair. I really feel like this is something that we all need to learn when it comes to life in general. Like, when you speak negative words, then you're obviously going to have a negative experience, because I feel like the more positively you see something, the more enthusiasm you're going to have towards doing it. So if you already always just tell yourself, oh, my hair is difficult to take care of, my hair is hard, my hair never grows, my hair will never this, like, you're already speaking those negative things towards your hair, and that will already impact the kind of experience you have when it comes to taking care of your hair. Things like washing my hair and deep conditioning my hair, I try not to see them as a chore. I just try to see them as self-care. Love your hair. Speak positive words towards your hair. Tell it is beautiful. When you look at yourself in the mirror, say, oh my god, my hair is beautiful today. Like, always give yourself compliments. Don't wait for other people to tell you, oh, your hair is nice or your hair is not nice. Give yourself positive compliments, okay? My next tip when it comes to how I grew my hair out is that I prioritized scalp care. In the past, I stopped shampooing my hair because I had heard so many other YouTubers say, don't shampoo your hair, only co-wash your hair. Now, as much as co-washing is good for your hair, once in a while you need to clean your scalp properly, and the only thing that can do that is a good shampoo. Now, you can just use a clarifying shampoo on that day and use a moisturizing shampoo on other days. That's a good way to incorporate shampoos into your routine. But personally, I shampoo my hair now. None of that co-wash business for me, because I want my scalp to be as clean as possible. And obviously, if your scalp is clean, then your hair will grow. Just imagine how much product buildup you would have in your hair if you weren't shampooing. Your scalp would be so like clogged, your pores would be so clogged. Like, you honestly don't want to do that to yourself. Another thing I've also been doing to my scalp is oiling it. In the past, I didn't used to oil my scalp because I felt like, oh, I don't have dandruff and I don't feel like there's any need to oil my scalp. But the more I started to observe my hair, the more I started to actually see and notice when my scalp was dry, and I also started to give myself scalp massages. Now what scalp massages do is that they stimulate blood flow to your scalp, and blood is one of the things that actually stimulates the anagen phase that I talked about. So doing scalp massages will really help to stimulate your hair growth. So that's something I've incorporated into my hair routine. While I shampoo my hair, I like to give myself scalp massages. When I oil my scalp, I give myself a quick little like scalp massage. I just go around scalp massage, and I really like to concentrate my scalp massages around my edges, because I feel like if there's any place where I really need like proper extreme hair growth, it's around my edges. So whenever I like oil my edges, I'll go ahead and just give myself a quick little scalp massage. So those are just cute little ways you can like incorporate scalp massages into your hair care routine whenever you remember. You don't have to like, oh, put it on a clock, like I have to give myself a scalp massage right now. It's not that deep, but whenever you remember, just give yourself a quick little scalp massage, and it's very relaxing as well. My next tip is to pre-poo. Now for a long time I knew what pre-pooing was, but I just never did it because I felt like it was just another unnecessary step. After finding out my hair's porosity, pre-pooing is the next thing that has completely changed my hair's game. Like, you guys, my wash days are not as like dreadful as they used to be because I've already pre-pooed my hair. I've lightly finger detangled, so when I'm washing my hair, everything is so much easier. Trust me, when you start doing it, you will notice the difference right away. My hair doesn't get as stripped by shampoos anymore. My hair does not break off as much. I get less shed hair when I wash my hair, and this obviously means that I'm retaining more length. If you don't pre-poo already, it's something I would definitely advise that you include in your routine ASAP. Okay, so my next tip is moisture, and I know that moisture is talked about a lot, but the truth is that moisture is very, very, very important. Now, I'm not just going to tell you moisturize your hair, I'm going to tell you the two biggest things that have changed my moisture game. The first one was determining my hair's porosity. In the past, I did not know what my hair's porosity was. I was blindly moisturizing my hair, I was blindly selecting products, and I have a whole video dedicated to porosity, so if you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it up in the card somewhere. I'm such a YouTuber, I don't know which side it shows up on. I think it's here or here, but I'm going to link it up in the card somewhere, so go watch that video. It's a very, very helpful video. The second thing that has really helped me up my moisture game is moisturizing in between wash days. And you guys, I need to just pause here. Like, in the past, I used to just wash my hair and I would not moisturize until the next wash day, and I know a lot of us are guilty of this. This is the one thing you need to stop doing, because type 4 natural hair, the one thing it loves is moisture. It loves water and it loves moisture. So if you're leaving your hair between wash days dry, you're really not doing much for your hair. So in between wash days, you want to go ahead and still moisturize your hair, and an easy way to do this is using a bit of water and then sealing it quickly with oil. Now, you don't ever want to put oil on dry hair. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Oil is not a moisturizer. If you put oil on dry hair, all you are doing is sealing in the dryness. So you always want to just add a little bit of water. Water is so essential, you guys. And our hair loves water. So put some water on your hair, just seal it with some oil. That's a quick way to moisturize your hair in between wash days. Now, how often you choose to do this is totally dependent on you, and to a large extent, I feel like it's dependent on what your hair porosity is as well. My last tip for keeping your hair as moisturized as possible is to deep condition regularly. Now, everybody knows this. I'm sure you've heard this a million times. Deep condition regularly, deep condition regularly, deep condition regularly. A lot of people message me and they tell me, oh, my hair is always dry, and then when I ask them, do you deep condition, they're like, oh, to be honest, I don't do that. You need to deep condition. It is honestly such a game changer, and when you start to do it, you will see the difference in your hair. Make sure you're deep conditioning as regularly as you can. Wash your hair weekly, then deep condition your hair weekly. Sometimes I choose to go 2 weeks. It just depends on how my hair is feeling. I like to observe my hair. These days I don't do unnecessary like washing, because washing is also manipulation, so you don't want to be washing your hair every single time. Now, my next tip is to do a lot of low manipulation and protective styles. If you know anything about hair, you know that it grows more and it grows fast when you just leave it alone. You don't want to always be in your hair. You don't want to be manipulating it a lot. That's something that can actually shorten your anagen phase as well, over manipulation. So you want to keep your hair in a lot of like protective styles, like braids, wigs. Those are great protective styles. Low manipulation styles like twists, cornrows, flat twists, you know, even buns are great low manipulation styles. Styles that can leave your hair alone for at least a week until your next wash day. Those are great low manipulation styles where you don't have to do too much and you don't have to like be brushing your hair every single day. Those are great styles and they will really help your hair grow. My next tip is to get trims when your hair needs it. You don't need to trim your hair every week, every 4 weeks, or every 6 weeks. You don't need to be trimming your hair that often. All you're going to be doing is cutting off all the hair that you're managing to grow, okay? Cut your hair when your hair needs to be cut. A few ways I know when my hair is ready to be trimmed is when I'm getting a lot more tangles than usual, or I'm getting a lot more like single strand knots. Another great way I know when I'm ready for a trim is when I do my twist outs and the ends are not popping like they usually are. They're not as defined. Then I know, okay, hold up, it's time to get a trim. Those are a few ways that you can know when your hair is ready for a trim. My next tip is to stay away from chemicals and heat. Now we all know that heat can be very damaging to our hair, and heat damage is like the worst thing to go through because it means you would literally have to big chop again, because that's the only way to get rid of heat damage if we're being honest. If you like to stretch your hair, there are lots of heatless methods to stretch hair, and even if you do decide to use heat on your hair, make sure you always use a heat protectant. And then when it comes to chemicals, you want to stay away from dyes and bleach as much as possible. Now let's just be real for a moment here. From someone who had dyed natural hair for over 2 years, my number one advice to you is don't do it. Like honestly, having dyed hair just made my life so much more difficult. I had to deep condition more often. I had to like moisturize more often, and even upon all my like work, my hair would still be dry. Like my hair was always so dry and so spongy. So I would really advise you not to dye your hair. I feel like right now my hair journey is so much more different. Like my hair stays moisturized. It doesn't even give me issues like it used to when my hair was dyed. Like honestly, you guys, nah, that is the ghetto. I'm so sorry, I'm never going back there, especially not now that there's a lot of like temporary hair color and temporary hair wax that you can just put on your hair and wash it off. So I'll say stay away from chemicals, stay away from dye, bleach, relaxers, texturizers, anything like that. Stay away from them. So this next tip is one that I know lots of people feel like it's not relevant, but it actually is, and that is to sleep with a bonnet or a satin or silk pillowcase. Let me explain this to you. Our hair is already hard to keep moisturized. You're doing all of this work to make sure your hair is moisturized. You don't want to ruin it by just forgetting to sleep with a bonnet. I know that it's very easy to forget, and in the past I was very guilty of this. I just felt like there was no need and I didn't used to care. But what fabrics like cotton and other fabrics do to your hair is that they absorb all of that moisture and your hair will get drier a lot quicker. They're not as delicate and as gentle on your hair as satin or silk. Even while you're around the house and maybe your hair is in twists or in cornrows, instead of just like sitting on the couch and like rubbing your hair against that rough material, you can easily just wear your bonnet. Like for me though, I like to wear my bonnet because nobody's looking at me, and even if somebody was looking at me, if they're not comfortable with me in my bonnet, then they're not the one for me. And if they're not comfortable with seeing you in your bonnet, or they're always complaining that something's wrong with your bonnet, they're not the one for you. Because I've dated a Yoruba demon that used to tell me that my bonnet looked like Papa. I'm not going to talk about that because he's not worth it, but you get the point. You get the point. Wear your bonnet. My very last tip is diet and exercise. I'm not the healthiest person in the world and I don't work out as often as I should, but this is a very important fact. If you look at people who actually eat really healthy, you can tell by their hair. Eating healthy and all of these things will show in your skin, it will show in your hair, and it's just something you really cannot hide. So I feel like if you've tried every other thing and you feel like your hair is still not growing, then you might want to just like look at your diet and look at how like often you're exercising and things like that. I don't know if you guys watched the Chic Natural, but when she went vegan, I feel like her hair really just grew. Now I'm not saying everybody has to go vegan, but the point is eating healthy. The moment she made that lifestyle change, her hair really like took off, and if you see her hair right now, I feel like it's super healthy and it's super long. So that's one of the quickest ways to cheat that ANAGEN phase that wants to keep us stuck. After 2 years your hair will stop growing. I feel like 2 years is it for most people. After 2 years it'll look like your hair will just reach this plateau. It's like, I'm not growing anymore. So yeah, that's one thing that you can really work on. These are all the tips I have for you guys. These are some of the things that I have really put into consideration when it comes to taking care of my hair, and I feel like they have been really helpful in helping my hair grow this much. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That really helps. And I am literally begging you guys, please share this video. I want this video to get to as many people as possible. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe before clicking out of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.